Hi, today we're taking a look at the Siege War for Cybertron Astrotrain figure. Picked this up at Ross a couple of months ago on discount, and I've had it up on a shelf for a while. I've been meaning to do this review for a while, but I've been procrastinating. I don't know why, but I figured it's time. Right now we're taking a look at him in Astrotrain. Now, Astrotrain, of course, was one of the first official triple changers introduced into Transformers Legends, into the actual story. It was him, Blitzwing, and Octane, followed later by Springer, Sandstorm, and Broadside. And then there's a couple others that are technically triple changers, but they're not part of the triple changer teams, like Galvatron or Straxus, or even whether or not you consider Powermaster Prime a triple changer is a whole other thing. But the big thing with him, of course, was he became a train and a spaceship. And what that meant was he was transport for the Decepticons. And his figures never really displayed just how massive he's supposed to be. And even in the cartoon, granted the cartoon wasn't exactly known for scale, he was always played as the same height, and they did the whole size-changing thing. And I understand it, of course, but with the whole concept of him being bigger, I always felt he should be one of the bigger Transformers. And that's kind of why I'm digging this figure and not digging this figure. I'm digging it because, believe it or not, as much as I hate this stupid part, the part that detaches and has all the weapons, and I'll show that off a little bit, it does give him a little bit more size and makes him seem relatively impressive. Just to show you a quick sense of scale here, I mean, we take the MicroMaster Astro Team, and he's larger. Now, granted, MicroMasters or Battlemasters, or where the hell we're calling them these days, are supposed to be small, but it does almost give a sense of scale. Like if you were to build a city and you had Astrotrain, he would look large. And here he is with the Generation 1 Astrotrain, just again, give you the size of the scale. He is about 2.5 times the length, maybe 2 1/3. I no longer have the Universe Astrotrain, which sucks because I really love that figure, but I do dig it. I do dig how much they've gone to the pains of updating this figure. And again, he does come with this whole little accessory pack here, and I'll show this off more separately in a moment. Just taking a look at the train mode, it is gorgeous. It is a beautiful train. I mean, if you just look at it, it looks like a good steam engine. How this forms is actually really kind of simple but nice. He's definitely got some power to him. He does have all these wonderful wheels that all move. You can, of course, see him on the other side, but we're going to ignore that for now because it doesn't really matter. I love it. I do think it is a really good representation. I just wish it was larger. And I'll get to that, especially when we get to the Space Shuttle mode. But before we get to the Space Shuttle mode, we're going to take a look at the weapons pack. So let's go ahead and get him out of here. Move Generation 1 so I don't knock him down. So he comes with this stand and weapon pack. And what it is depending on the different modes, it says different functions. Mostly, it's here for storage. And you can store all of his weapons on it, in it, around it. His feet that make him look larger as part of it. It is a fun little unique thing. But, as you can see here, a lot of stress. So you got to take care of it. Again, the weapons can all store in here, and it does give him more of like the storage thing, the whole thing that he's supposed to be transport. And the different modes have this do different things. Like in this mode, it is, of course, a caboose or a cargo train. But then you can also transform it into a launch pad or a battle pad for the space mode. And we're going to be taking a look at that in just a moment as well. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to hit pause. I'm going to come back and show you the shuttle mode with the base. Alright, so here we have it in one of the various base modes that you can make with it. This is a basic one where you can have the actual Astrotrain on like a launch base platform. You can attach the different weapons to different ports. Because of these pieces here and how they become the feet in robot mode and the super mode, they do kind of, excuse the mess here, pop up and down. You'll see my little crib sheet with facts over here. But it is a pretty decent added feature, and considering he's supposed to be leader class and rather small for leader class, it is a nice little detail that they added on here. But as you can take a look here at the rocket mode, one thing to talk about, the rocket mode itself, the figure itself came out at the very end of Siege, right before Earthrise. And as such, it definitely has more of an Earth look to it than the actual line really should have done. And the reason for it is he was one of those figures that was released on both the end and the beginning of the lines so that he could be the crossover line. So he does have an Earth mode, almost spaceship, that unfortunately is kind of awkward looking. As you can see here, it looks like he's an incomplete figure. And I usually don't have gripes about little things like this. Life's too short. But this one, it just really felt off. As you can see, this whole section here is hollow. And it just felt weird to me. It still feels weird for me. It doesn't look the best as far as the display goes. And it's going to look worse when I take it off the base here and show you the stand. And as we take him off here, now he plugs in tightly, I might add, to this piece here, which you can turn and adjust. Again, you can put this in different positions, and it can do different things. It can even attach onto the back, of course, to give it more of, come on, get back, tap back in there, to give it more oomph in spaceship mode. But let's just take a look here. So as you can see, it looks awkward. It looks like they half designed it, or maybe they did this to show it like maybe halfway between Cybertronian and Earth. Whatever the reason is, it just doesn't look right. Now, thankfully, there are upgrade kits. I usually don't buy upgrade kits, but this is one where I absolutely had to. And what you do to use the kit is you're going to fold it back down like he is when he's in his train mode, with this whole part being open. And this was Matrix Designs, by the way. And then you just take this piece here, plug it in. Oops. Sorry about that. He apparently wanted to take off. But you can just put it on there. It doesn't tab in real well, but if you're displaying it in rocket mode on the side, it is not that bad. Now, size-wise, he of course loses a lot of length here by becoming the spaceship, which is very ironic. As anything, he should be larger. His most famous scene in the original Generation 1 continuity, of course, is the Decepticons fighting over who's going to be the new leader of the Decepticons in the 86 movie. And here he's rather small. And that continues with Generation 1 and their whole issue with characters being not exactly known for being in their scale. But here he is with the Generation 1 Astrotrain in spaceship mode, just to show you. It's only maybe a third of the size bigger. Now, of course, this does condense down a lot to make this mode, but Astrotrain ain't exactly a big toy. Just to show you again, here we're going to use the Micromasters here. And it's only roughly double the size of their combined mode. And in my opinion, Astrotrain should be a leader-size figure, yes. But it should actually be a leader-size figure. He should be massive. He should be almost Titan scale, or even on par with Skylynx. I'm going to try to pull out here. Giggity. It's hard to tell from this angle, but he's only coming up to here on Skylynx. I know this angle makes it look like his tail is all the way back, but it isn't. It is even. I just want to show you that side because I have a bunch of laundry on the floor. But even if I just pull it out here, I mean, you can see that Skylynx is just massively massive compared to him. And in my opinion, Astrotrain should be one of the largest Transformers, especially in the Generation 1 side of things. And I know that as bad as it could be, the Earthrise cartoon, the very first part of it, the Siege, had Astrotrain in a couple quick scenes, and they did portray him as his massive self, which I am a big fan of. But other than that, I do like the rocket mode. It has a nice armored mode here, or shuttle mode rather. Especially once you add in this piece. Again, it doesn't really tap in, but it does give it that much more of a complete feel. He does have ports where you can put all of his various weapons, making him very, very armored, which is really cool, because it is a Decepticon. He should be armed. But I mean, you can put a wide variety, and that's one of the cool things, of course, about the whole Siege line, and is they have all those ports where you can massively add on weapons, and its weapons combine together. But as you can see, it's not the best figure, but I do dig it. It does look really nice. I mean, again, I know some people don't like the whole weathered look, but for a space shuttle that's going in and out of orbit, it should have these charred lines. Alright, so we're going to hit pause, we're going to come back, and I'm going to show you robot mode. Alright, so here we have him in his robot mode. And this is where I think he really shines. He definitely looks like Astrotrain. He's got that wonderful gray look to him with the purple and the whole beat up weather look to him. He makes him look like Astrotrain. Not really much more I can say for that. This figure's robot mode is absolutely gorgeous. And I do mean gorgeous. All gripes aside about what I have with the shuttle mode, this is beautiful. Now, I do have the weapons here in the giant, one of the giant combinations you can do, and as you can see, it's too heavy for him to hold up, so he's just kind of dragging it. We don't really need that, I just wanted to show it off. But as you can see here, let's go ahead and put him in. Let's take a look at his face, if my camera will adjust. He's got that wonderful scowl. He's got all this cool detailing. I mean, it is absolutely gorgeous just how much detailing they put in here. At first you just think, it's just this bland gray. But there's so much displayed on him that he is just phenomenal. And I really do dig this figure, even if he isn't the biggest. Again, I do wish he was full-on leader class, that, you know, he could compare to like Skylinks or some of the other larger toys, but he is quite nice. I really don't know what else I can say about that other than this is an absolutely gorgeous robot mode, even if it is just simple colors. And he really displays the whole cartoon character quite well, be it Generation 1 or even Siege. Now again, I wish he was bigger, I wish he was larger, but he at least has some gravitas to him. But let's go ahead and talk real quick about how you make him bigger. And he does combine with his weapon pack to give him a larger size. If you remember the weapon pack, there are these two pieces that you kind of pull off from it. And you have him pretend like they're skis or snowshoes. You just plug him in. And while it doesn't give him that much extra height, it does give him a little bit more feel to him. I don't know if I can really describe it. I mean, it only raises him, what, like 2 millimeters, a millimeter? But it does just give him more of a weaponized look. Granted, it does look like he has snowshoes or skis on, but it does at least give him that. Now, the cargo pack, backpack, whatever you want to call it, you can plug it into him on the back as well. And again, it gives him just that much more of an armored look. If you can line up the pulp pegs. Again, it's a little too heavy. And it doesn't like to stick together, tab together that well. Get in there. But it does, again, give him size. And you can, of course, store the weapons in there. But as you can see, it's already pretty back heavy, so I'm not going to try to do that right now. But if we just want to take a look at him real fast, get him back up there. Articulation-wise, he does have quite a bit. His head is on the ball joint. Can't really tell much, but it can turn, can go up and down. Arms, you do get good amount of rotation. Backpack gets in the way. But hands don't turn, which is a big gripe, right? The legs, of course, as you can see here, have knee bend because the backpack is tearing him down. Take that off. Forward, backwards, can't go that far with the knee because of the train assemblage is. Ankle tilt. You do get ankle tilt, it's just not coming out. It's stuck at the moment. Not much, it's very minimal. But you do at least get some posability with them. Again, it only goes like maybe a couple centimeters. If you unplug it from the actual foot, the actual transformation, you do get a little bit more, but not worth the time or effort at the moment. First size comparison real quick, just to show you. Here he is with Generation 1 Astro Train. Now, of course, I have him with the butterfly chest out because it fills in that hole in his chest. As you can see, he is roughly twice the height. Here he is with Phaser. And Captain Mix cannot stand his own a lot. Now, let's go ahead and bring in Siege Springer, just to show you another triple changer from that same line, just to give you a sense of how well they scale. Astrotrain is larger, with the feet on. Without the feet, he fell. Again, this guy does not stand. He's larger, especially with the feet on. It does give him that much more weight, that much more gravitas to him. And I do like it for that reason. That's another reason why you put on those skis, just to give him that extra oomph and height. Now, as far as display goes, I display him in train mode, because I do think it is his best mode. It is a fantastic looking alt mode. When I say best mode, I mean the alt mode. Robot mode is great, but can't really display him with this because it falls over. Oh, the Matrix creation piece, as you can see, there's a tab. You can actually hold it as a gun. It looks kind of silly. I don't use it. And it doesn't store on the train either, so you kind of have just this extra piece. So only get it if you're if you're looking to fill in that gap for display purposes. But that's it for Astrotrain. Not really much to talk about. This toy is already, what, a year or 2 years old? Again, I got it on clearance sale at Ross, and then I know that they had it back out in Earthrise. I would not be shocked if it comes back out in Kingdom, because what else are they going to do with it? But it is a really good design. Astrotrain, of course, is beautiful. This is a figure to have if you're a fan of the old triple changers like I am. As you can see, I have Astrotrain. I only have Astrotrain, Blitzwing, Octane, and I just finally got Generation 1 Springer, but he's nowhere near complete, so I'm not going to do anything with him as far as this channel goes for now. But there he is. Thank you very much for watching. Hit like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like. Tell me what you want to see. I am going to be doing another video soon on a new masterpiece figure I got, so keep an eye out for that. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.